the client asks at the end, what questions do you have from me? And the candidate's thinking, wow, there's 30 minutes worth of information that I could share that he or she did not ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you suggest the candidate, what questions do you suggest the candidate ask?
Yeah.
And how does the candidate ensure they uncover any objections that may be there?
I mean, I think for me, you always go in with like your standard questions, right? 9 times out of 10, the client's going to answer a few of them throughout. But the key, I think what really goes a long way with getting you into the next step, if you bring a notepad, right, have it in front of you as the...
So it's okay to take a notepad.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And I think that if the hiring manager is talking and you hear them say something, but you can't interject at that time, write it down, and then you can bring it back.
Right.
Right. So it shows that you have like an active listener. So you can go back to them and say, hey, you mentioned this. Do you mind, going a step further because, I'm curious about the truth.
Well, in bringing a notepad in or a notebook or something with questions, goes back to the preparedness. They know that you put some thought to it. In that if you are taking notes through the process, that you are listening to what they have to say, you may not be able to get back to all of it,
right,
but at least you could use part of that in your follow-up.
Yeah.
What were you going to add?
Well, I think Greg hit on some important parts there, but I mean, towards the end of the interview process in general, it's not a one-way street, right? It's your chance to interview them as well. Yeah. You've obviously, as a candidate, you've obviously expressed your interest in this job, but I mean, you still have to go in there and vet whether or not you can work with this manager. They're going to be your boss, your direct hiring manager. Do your styles gel? It doesn't have to be a perfect alignment, but can you see yourself working for this person? So you need to have questions teed up and ready to go related to, what is their working style? That stuff doesn't show up on the job description.
Right.
Yeah. One question I always have over the many years shared with candidates to ask at the, close of, are there any concerns that you have that I haven't been able to address?
Yep.
Because there could be concerns. They didn't know how to ask it, right?
Yeah.
But it's like anything else in life. If you kind of put that out there and you extend that, hey, it's okay to give me some feedback, they're willing to say, well, hey, Evan, you're lacking SAP experience, or Greg, you don't have manufacturing industry experience. And then it's your job. You have the ability to overcome that. But if you don't ask that question, then you don't know what objections could be there.
Yeah.